What's up, everybody? He's Local Pit here, Hired Agons here. How we be? How's everybody today? So, I'm gonna start talking about when I left USA and TSA stole 3 items from me when I left USA, and I know Turkey didn't steal them because they would have found my katana and my Swiss blade and my taser, which are forbidden items. Each will give you 3 years in Turkey. Is how I know Turkey didn't steal them. And I also checked my stuff when I entered Turkey, and I didn't find my digital camera when I was in OF6 in Iraq at the PX. I bought the digital camera. I bought a from AutoZone a code reader and deleter from AutoZone, and on any vehicle that's 96 or newer, I can use my OBD2 reader and I can read the vehicle and see what's wrong with it. And you got to reset them so the vehicle can make new ones, so you know if you fix the problem or not. I had that with me, and I had a multi-tool ACU pouch that was a gift from the U.S. Army, Charlie Company 1st 327 Infantry, for a successful deployment. And those 3 items were stolen out of my checked baggage. So I got to figure out a way to get my stuff back from TSA. Because it's worth $500, and I got 500 reasons to kill TSA. I'm 100% legal to kill any active U.S. military, Special Forces, Navy SEALs, CIA, FBI, DEA. I can kill them all because I'm 100% legal to kill U.S. military and U.S. federal government, because I was taught and trained how to kill them. I was set up to go on mission to kill U.S. military forces. Because how I know is because I was attacked with identified enemies, American 7 hand grenade, and our personally trained Iraqi SWAT team went missing. And during the mission brief, I told my whole squad it was set up before we left the gate. And the Iraqi SWAT team went on the objective first for the first 15-20 minutes as planned, while the rest of the convoy waited at the Iraqi police station. And then when we arrived, none of the Iraqi SWAT team or their vehicles were seen on the objective. Come on. And we also had BBC TV reports taking the live action event. And then at the end of the mission, a few guys seen the video of BBC videotape. And then after the AAR, because I call set up to the chain of command faces, because I ain't scared of them. They ain't nothing to me, and only thing I said, one, because Sergeant Raby is like, why didn't you shoot? I was like, one, I didn't have PID. And 2, where the fuck was our Iraqi SWAT team at? I ain't seen them the whole mission. The whole second platoon got quiet. Chain of command walked out of the area. No witness statements or nothing. And so the first American insane hand grenade bounced off my turret shield, landed on platoon line, which new platoon sergeant, Staff Sergeant Richards, white lighted, and says, "Hey, anybody drop a grenade?" Yeah, and then after everyone got up on our hand grenades, because the hand grenade they hit my turn shield. It didn't have a, a pin, but it had the spoon safety on it. Then when we got it up on our hand grenades, I didn't have any hand grenades. I only had M203 grenade launcher, and that takes 75 meters to engage. It has to do 7 cycles before it engages, arms the round to blow. So after we did it up on our hand grenades, in front of my MRAP truck, Staff Sergeant Ramos ate the other M67 hand grenade, but he survived and wasn't at the AAR. And when uh, the grenade blew on Sergeant Ramos, the first thing I did was lock and load the HDP round. That means upon impact, that round's gonna blow 2 times. Boom, boom, beep, And reason I didn't shoot loom, parachute, or star cluster is because we had troops in open, and I didn't know where the enemy was. And there's walls all around us, and I ain't seen nothing. My driver didn't see nothing. Sergeant Ramos apparently didn't see nothing. You know, only thing I can think of, maybe they were lobbing across, behind the wall. And so Sergeant Raby was the leader of the trucks, and he told us 2 trucks on the left side come follow the 2 trucks on the right side, and we're gonna go pick up Sergeant Ramos. So that's what I did, and I ain't hear no gunfire. But so we know that we can use American M7 hand grenades against U.S. military and gunfire. No American engaged that night. So, and those bad guys, they got away. So, good for them. So, if you want to join my United States Iraqi SWAT team, it's 100% legal to kill any active U.S. military and U.S. federal government using gunfire, American civil hand grenades. I was javelin, anti armor javelin missiles certified. Had a 50 cal machine gun. Had an M203 grenade launcher with the M4 with the ACOG. Shot expert on all my weapons. I also had a Mossberg 500 shotgun to use against the U.S. military forces. I mean, United States Special Forces, United States Navy SEALs, Delta Force. I mean, they're all crap. They're just glorified infantry. I mean, best thing about being infantry, especially 4 below, you don't need a clearance, so you can talk about anything. And higher you go, you gotta have a security clearance. Those things are overrated. It just keeps you from saying what you have to say. Only thing I can't say is I can't talk about future combat systems. What I tested in future combat systems at Fort Bliss, Texas, White Sands. I just can't talk about what I tested. I can talk about being there because we did other things than test all the time. I mean, we did, traveling across the desert as a whole battalion because the sergeant major wanted to see us. 85% of us that was there were 2-3 year or tour veterans, and they want to see us move across the desert out there in Texas or New Mexico as a unit. And That was retarded. No, it was no purpose because it was a trade dock unit. We ain't going to deploy nowhere. We're just there to test their stuff, their prototypes, and check the box. If it was good and if it was not good, I could check the do not approve box. Because anything that I felt that was not to a infantry standard or what we need, because they just keep on giving us more stuff to carry as for infantry, and if it's not mission changeable, to my opinion, I check no, or gives you extra weight to carry. I mean, future combat systems was fun, and it was a lot of sweating. We sweat a lot, We go up to the field for a month, then we take a shower at the local barracks there, and then go back out for another month. Stinking like butt the whole time. But yeah, so my United States Iraqi SWAT team, you can engage United States military and U.S. federal government whenever you want, with BBC or without BBC. Because I was attacked also with my platoon was attacked with RPG while I was digging during the day for the day cache hunt. We didn't have BBC there, but we're digging. I was digging first, and then I switch out with Special Matthew Heckman, because after I was done digging a hole on a different children's playground, he switched out with me, so he put his saw down. So I put my grenade launcher next to where he placed his saw, and I picked up his saw, and I took his position on the wall on where he posted. And I seen a couple kids pop their heads there in the corner. I waved them go back in their house. And then a few moments later, I heard, which passed two MRAPs, and I looked back and it was passing that other MRAP and hit the building. So the RPG passed total 6 guys. 4 were in the vehicles and 2 were in between the 2 MRAPs, which was Specialist Michael Brown and Specialist Brandon Brown, which those 2 and Heckman and we all went down to Fort Bliss. So if y'all join my U.S. Iraqi SWAT team, my U.S. Iraqi SWAT team does not accept any felons of any kind. I'm not a felon. So I expect the same. You know what I mean? I'm not a felon, a law-abiding citizen. I'm just 100% legal to kill any active U.S. military and U.S. federal government forever till there's an end date to this, but it's only when they charge Captain Michael Gutierrez and First Sergeant Kevin Armstrong with the fake night and day cache hunt, each 30 attempted murders, because they set us up to get killed, right? So 30 per day and night, and then another 5 aggravated assaults with identified enemies American and 7 hand grenades. The first one bounced off my turret shield and landed on platoon line, which it landed where the new platoon sergeant was, right in the middle, then they got the blast radius, which is which would be the two on the side. The two guys that was on the side of the platoon sergeant. That's the blast radius, unless they're closer to them. And then you got the other American hand grenade that blows up on Sergeant Ramos, my squad leader, in front of my truck. So that's 5. And then you got 6 aggravated assaults with the RPG, because you got the 2 that were in the first MRAP, and then the RPG passed the 2 guys that are in the middle of the 2 MRAPs, Micah Brown and Brandon Brown. And then you got the 2 that were in the other MRAP that was beside the other building where the RPG impacted. So that's 6 aggravated assaults with RPG. And it's 100% literally copied these same tactics, because Captain Michael Chero and First Sergeant Kevin Armstrong, they ain't in trouble. And they're the highest chain of command on Patrol Base Woodcock, Iraq, OIF 6, Charlie Company, 1st 337, 101st Airborne, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, 42223. I mean, if they can do it, I can do it. And soldiers reflect their leadership. So I'm a soldier, and I'm a soldier for life. And because I got the box and everything. So I got all my stuff on me. I got all my military documents and everything. I got my dog tags. I got all that, proving I'm a U.S. military right now. I left USA planning not coming back to the United States without a federal NRO job. Because, while using a pendulum and a map, I found some crazy stuff, stuff you don't want to find unless you're a law enforcement, But I'm not returning to the United States with a federal NRO job and amnesty, because I never killed nobody. I'm just legal to. And there's a difference. Reason it has to be NRO is because I need the maps from satellites and stuff, because I'm going pro-gridding, and I might as well bring a cadaver dog with me. I mean, Werewolf Forrest Allison of the OTO Knights Templar Roman Catholic said on Jackson Square, Roman Catholic Cathedral property, that he said, you're supposed to help spirits out. I don't know what that means. A cadaver dog? But that's how I took it. I mean, using the pendulum and map to find spirits or find minerals, or, I was experimenting. I was having pretty good times, just maintenance on my vehicle. Chevy don't tell you what you need to be done on the vehicle, and they don't give updates on certain things. They don't tell you nothing about, like the transmission and all that. They keep that shit to themselves. Then then it's your fault because they don't tell you that it needs to be changed out on a regular basis. I mean, it's my first diesel truck, and I didn't know. But because some of the newer vehicles, you can run for a lifetime on the same transmission fluid, and they don't need to be changed. They never told me when I bought the diesel truck, and they didn't tell me that it was uncrackable. That's a new thing that Joe Biden executive ordered that really pisses me off, because it makes it to where these trucks nowadays, they got to have permanently on the truck the EGR, or not the EGR, but the DPF, diesel particulate filter. That was $3,000 to replace. And then you got the DEF fluid that's, it burns up real quick. And then you got the regen cycles. It just keeps on running, and it's retarded. And take all that stuff off because it restricts power from the truck. I don't give a crap about the environment. China has no filters on their coal burning plants, not like the United States. They don't have no restriction on their stuff. They just blow shit up into the fucking sky atmosphere. Yep. It'd be really cool if Russia and China joins my Iraqi SWAT team. Then we just use our nukes, to wipe out the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, CB Gang. They're not my friends. No biker gangs. The VFW, they asked me and a PFCFO to do a double murder on a civilian Hispanic couple, which were my friends. I said, hell no, and hung up the phone. From the VFW post 11160. Same VFW that's Judge Grimes of Clarksville, Tennessee. Same VFW. It's kind of weird that the same place where a judge is, other guys in that place asking people to do murders. You think I'm gonna pick the VFW over my friends since 2005 and 6 and back them up, the VFW? Heck no. Bunch of turds in the VFW, bunch of turds in the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, bunch of turds in Vietnam Veterans Motorcycle Associate, MC, Motorcycle Club. So no U.S. military, no U.S. federal government can touch me unless they want to be killed, because I'm legal to kill them. And if I kill somebody that's U.S. federal government or U.S. military active, I can't be charged for nothing because it's self-defense, and I'm legal to do it, like Iraq. No, the Iraqi SWAT team will use no deadly force on any civilian, United States civilian, only the U.S. federal government and United States military active duty, like Special Forces, Navy SEALs, Delta Force, CIA, DEA, TSA. When the puzzle piece fits, it works. Unstoppable. Yes, I am streaming from South Africa. So they can't touch me. If they come for me, I can wipe them out. That's how it is. That's how it was when I was in Iraq. Same old, same old. I've had this privilege since Iraq 2008, and I haven't killed nobody because I'm the commander of the United States Iraqi SWAT team. I can't. I can, but I prefer not to, because my job as commander is to guide, like Captain Michael Cuchero and First Sergeant Kevin Armstrong guided our Iraqi SWAT team in Iraq to attack us. I'm using my job as commander and guiding my U.S. Iraqi SWAT team attack U.S. military and U.S. federal government worldwide. Ain't compounded. Maybe you can use BBC or not use BBC TV reporters to videotape the fake stage event to make it legal. You know what I mean? With or without. I was taught both ways. I mean, only way to make them not legal is to arrest First Sergeant Kevin Armstrong, which is retired Sergeant Major, commander of the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association and CVMA gang turds in Clarksville, Tennessee. Also, First Sergeant Eric List from OIF-4, he's the Sergeant of Arms of the same CVMA chapter in Clarksville, Tennessee. At the same time, Sergeant Anna Anderson was murdered down in Nashville, Tennessee at the Lincoln Tech Auto Diesel College. I know for a fact they were there at the funeral, at Adam's funeral, the Sergeant Arms and the commander, those two first sergeants from Charlie Company. I mean, the CVMA made me their enemy because Staff Sergeant Griffith from Whitehorse, Georgia, I got fired for beating up other soldiers multiple occasions in Iraq and before Iraq, but the last time was in Iraq with Specialist Clark, because Specialist Clark didn't wake up the interpreter and walk him out. he woke him up, but he didn't make sure the interpreter walks out there to do the interpreter stuff. And Sergeant Griff had Specialist Clark locked out at parade arrest, and Kenny punched him 2 times in Clark's right side. Kenny punches 2 times in Clark's left side, and then storms out of the area. I watched the whole thing happen. Then it was team leaders and below agreement to get him fired after what he did to Clark, and all the squad leaders and were on leave or coming back from leaving, so they weren't there. And only one to report to is with First Lieutenant Mitchell, my LT. And so I didn't skip chain of command. There was no chain of command there to report it to, except for the LT. And got Staff Sergeant Griffith fired. And that's the greatest thing that I ever did. You know, besides, processing the fake cache hunt. I mean, I found an IED. That was another good thing. I got full credit on my Archon. Being Sergeant Billy Owens, we found IED. It was my idea to go look. The new platoon sergeant was leading us to the other side of the city. It was my idea to go to this location, and he's taking us the wrong side. And I asked 2-7, I was like, "Hey, we're going the wrong way." And he's like, "How do you know?" I was like, "If I'm wrong, I'll owe you when we get back." That means doing push-ups, running, sit-ups, whatever they want, for their own entertainment. And he gave me permission to make my own truck lead truck. And I directed the platoon convoy, to the cache hunt previous location, where we found 2 RPG rounds and 1 launcher under a water container underneath it. And this time, me and Sergeant Bill Owens, because Sergeant Owens was on my butt because I was dismounted both missions, and we dismount, kicking the door, lifted up. I didn't see nothing, so I laid it back down. Sergeant Billy Owens told me to lift it back up. He reaches inside the container and grabs a burlap sack. I thought, how the heck he heard it, because I didn't hear nothing. And he grabs a burlap sack, and I stuck my hand in. As he's pulling down the burlap, I'm pulling up because I grabbed a handle, and I pulled out a propane tank and had a cutout on the side with HEB in it. I was like, with a blasting cap and tape on top. I was like, bomb, laid it down. I left the area. Went back to the MRAP. And the squad leaders come in. They took the blast cap out, put it in the truck, we went back to base. And Sergeant Bill Owens was going to give me credit. But I said, I owe them if I was wrong. And when I looked at my ERCOM, I got full credit. So Sergeant Perry Ramos, he needs justice for the American M7 hand grenade he ate on that fake night cache hunt. He gave me a tactical Trump monkey patch for that specific mission. And no one else. I didn't even get to shoot around. I guess he thought my prophecy was good enough. You know, I'm a natural at magic. That's what Wolf Royce Allison of the OTO Knights Templars Roman Catholic said on Roman Catholic property in New Orleans, Louisiana. You know, he said, you can do what I can do. He said to Vampire, ex-U.S. Navy commo named Caleb, Vampire Freemason, he's angelic, point at me. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So, and he said that I was supposed to help the spirits out. He said, you're supposed to help the spirits out. And he didn't say nothing else. And so I figured, find human spirits. So I used my pendulum, my map to find objects and things. And some of it, you want to be an official. Because, when I started looking for magical items, I found magical items. Some of it's scary because, when you didn't do it, it was gift wrapped. I didn't know what was inside until I looked. But anyway, so if you like this content, like and subscribe and share this content with everybody that's not a felon, to promote my United States Iraqi SWAT team. And so everybody can be legal to kill U.S. military and U.S. federal government like I was taught in my United States Iraqi SWAT team. So like, share, and subscribe. So everybody, take care.